Hello and welcome, my fellow killers and survivors. This video is going to be a simple one. With the new Springtrap chapter coming out, I wanted to make a video basically going over the basics of what you are going to expect as a new killer and or survivor. Even though this is a killer only chapter, realistically, with queue times and everything, you're going to play survivor at some point. So what are we going to do first? I want to talk about the Unspoken Rules as a community in general. If you've never played Dead by Daylight, you might not expect the Unspoken Rules are of Dead by Daylight. One of the Unspoken Rules is if you happen to play killer and you down a survivor and you hook them, you are not supposed to just stand by the hook because it's not going to do anything. It's going to actually allow the survivor to get off of hook. What you want to do is once you hook them, look for other survivors, and if that person gets unhooked, most of the time you don't want to go back to the hook. You want to search around the area, look for other survivors, and go after them. The whole point is, yes, we are supposed to kill the survivors so you can get your points, but the biggest problem is if you are too efficient at doing that, you don't get any real points to upgrade your characters. If I were to down all 4 survivors, I go after them in the very beginning, I down all 4 of them, and I hook all 4 of them to get that 4K as a killer, I will get like maybe 15,000 points, which is nothing. Even less than that sometimes, maybe 5,000. You know, it fluctuates, but it is very low amount of points that you get at the end of the game. And the whole point of Dead by Daylight is collecting all the points so you can keep leveling up your character and get better and better items. So doing that is more detrimental, if anything. If somebody gets off hook, you're not supposed to go after them immediately and tunnel them out of the game. It's bad faith. It's bad luck. I don't want to put in other people's perspectives when it comes to video game. But you got to think about it like this. Is it going to actually be fun for you if you tunnel out somebody, or is it going to be more fun when you actually fight for that, 4K? I'm just saying. That's personally how I feel about that, and I think that is something that is an unspoken rule when it comes to the community. You're not supposed to tunnel. You're not supposed to just like knock everybody on the ground and, wait for them to bleed out. You want to make the game relatively fast, but also engaging for both sides. And if you play killer only, that's fine, but just make it not boring for the guy you're going against. Unspoken rule is don't do it. I mean, if somebody's being an asshole and like constantly like teabagging you and flashlighting you, all bets are off at that point. But general rule is, after you hook somebody, move on, find somebody else. If it's like down to 1 gen or 2 gens and there's still 4 survivors alive, throw that shit out the window. All right.
Brother, what's that?
When it comes to queue times, and I want to prepare you guys for this, because this is the thing that's going to suck ass when Springtrap comes out. Dead by Daylight has a thing where when they come out with new DLCs, new chapters, whatever, it will either be 1 killer, 2 survivors, 1 killer, 1 survivor, just a survivor, or just a killer. With Springtrap, he's just a killer. So what's going to happen is when you have just a killer chapter, it's going to make the queue times to even join a game extremely long and painful. As an example, currently right now is a 2v8 event. If you were to try to load into that 2v8 as a killer, just a killer, it will take over 30 minutes for you to find a game. Now, I'm warning you guys now, when this new DLC drops for Springtrap, it probably will be either that amount of time till you load into a game, or worse, because of how big the FNAF community is. Not saying that prepare to just buy this DLC and get fucked, but I'm saying prepare yourself because if you buy it, you hop on, and you think you're going to load into a game immediately, I'm going to tell you right now, because it's a killer-only chapter, that's not going to happen. Everybody's going to try to play Springtrap. Very little people are going to try to play Survivor, because there's no Michael Afton, there's no Vanessa. You know, these characters that you expected to be a Survivor aren't there. So there's no point of playing Survivor right now, and everybody's going to be trying to play Springtrap. Content creators, people who are just fans of FNAF, people who are fans of Dead by Daylight, who are excited for a new killer. All these people are going to try to play Springtrap. So when I say this knowing that there's a bunch of new people who have not experienced queue times this bad. It's going to get bad. And you're going to be sitting there. You have enough time to make yourself a pot of ramen and eat that ramen before you join a game. That's what's going to happen. No doubt in my mind.
What would have been your last words to Drew?
Run, bitch! Run!
Next thing that we're going to talk about is Survivor is actually going to be more beneficial to you when Springtrap comes out. Now, it depends if you are a person who is like, I'm just here to play Springtrap. Then you're going to have to sit in the queue, man. I'm sorry. But if you're just like, I just want to see Springtrap and I just want to see the FNAF map, play Survivor. Survivor isn't as engaging for me personally, but there's always people who are like, I like playing Survivor because I like to do some crazy moves on Springtrap, you know, or whatever killer. They want to bully them. They want to throw pallets at them. They want to blind them with flashlights and all these things. If you just want to see Springtrap in the map, I suggest the fastest way you do that is not by playing Springtrap, unfortunately, to play Survivor. Once you pick Survivor, it's going to be a challenging experience for you at first, especially if you have not played the game before. So let me give you a brief synopsis of what you want to try to do. What you want to try to do if you come in at Survivor: work on generators, constantly keep your camera turning to, you know, because we don't know what Springtrap is going to play like. So just constantly, you know, keep your camera looking in directions where you think a killer would pop out, especially if it's like, if Springtrap's stealth, like you don't want to get caught by him, grabbed by him. We're going to talk about how you want to actually maneuver through the map. Now, when you see a killer and they are approaching you, run and try to get to the closest pallet. And depending on what killer it is, you want to just drop the pallet, all right, and keep moving. Or you play around the pallet, and depending on how much space you got, depends on how accurate you can stun them with the pallet. Or you can just keep them running around that entire pallet until they're ready to break it. These are very simple tactics, but when it comes to running a killer, or it comes to hiding from a killer and knowing like, hey, this is where I hide, this is where I run, is very important, because if you don't do it, you're going to have a bad time. It's going to be a bad time.
Another question: playing killers was fun a long time ago, but now it's only stressful. But that's an opinion, a valid opinion, but that's an opinion. I used to love playing as a killer. Win or lose, it was fun, but currently, no matter what, it's just filled with stress and anger. Killers aren't feared anymore. Do you have any plans or ideas how you would like to improve the killer experience? Well, I would say maybe try Survivor for a bit. No, but it's true. I mean, change it up. Maybe you're just tired, you know, or play something else for a week. Try Civilization or something, just for a refreshing change. Balance is, I shouldn't be saying that. Should I be saying that? It's a good game. Just play that. No, Bjorn is telling me I shouldn't be saying that. Okay.
We got 2 more sections left. Are very simple, very easy. 1, if you feel like you are getting irritated and annoyed and frustrated with Dead by Daylight, you're feeling like the gameplay isn't there on one side or the other, give it another shot with a different side. I know people who have downloaded Dead by Daylight to play Michael Myers, and then they're like, I actually really hate Michael Myers. I don't like how chasing down survivors, I don't like doing any of that. So they uninstall the game because they're just like, I don't like any of this. I joined for Michael Myers. Michael Myers sucks. I don't like him. and they uninstall it. Try Survivor. Or if you're a survivor, if you try Survivor and you don't like it, try Killer. The queue times are going to suck for Springtrap, but you don't know. You might find a new joy in just playing this killer or playing other killers. You might join specifically to play Ghostface, but then find out that, hey, one of the original killers that they made for the game is actually way more fun than Ghostface. It's just like trial and error. Same thing when it comes to buying DLC. There's DLC for this game. You don't know if you're going to like it or not. You're just going off of looks and visuals. Just give everybody a shot, certain characters a shot. I used to play only licensed characters. So I used to only play Freddy, Leatherface, Michael Myers, all of them. I was just literally years of just playing them. I was like, you know what? I bought all these other characters. Let me try them. And I tried it out and I found that they were fun and enjoyable. Now, the last part I will say, and the game director has said this before, if you feel like you're getting burned out, play something else. Just play something else. Don't uninstall the game and say fuck it. But if you're taking L after L, or if you're constantly losing matches, most people do, and load back in and get real toxic and get real mad and then cuss out everybody saying how ass the game is, just step back and play something else. See, right now with the 2v8 queue times, it takes so long that I don't even like to play killer, and I'm a killer main. If you look at my channel, I literally mainly play killer. The only times I play survivor is 2v8. So when these times happen where I'm getting frustrated, oh my god, it takes 45 minutes to fucking load into a game, I'm not doing this. You know what I do? I play Red Dead and I play the fucking poker on Red Dead. Or I will load into Baldur's Gate 3 and play a little bit of that before, or Oblivion, you know? These are things that you can do so you're not getting burned out from the game quick. Because here's the thing, the game can be addicting and fun and entertaining. You don't want to just keep burning yourself out if you're having a bad time. So these are just 5 tips I have for you new players. I can't wait to see FNAF and the influx of players into the game, because new players are more fun. You know, they're bright-eyed, they're bushy-tailed, they're all these things. So I can't wait for Springtrap 2. I can't wait to see these new FNAF survivors. And if you happen to see this video, I can't wait for you to hopefully come back next time I post something. Anyways, I'll let you guys have a great time. Good luck in the fog. And remember, keep your cool. Alright, later.